Ready for another round? It's Brewsday Tuesday. Here's Drez and Huck.
Hey, got it that time.
Yeah, I lost my cap on the floor.
Hey, well, tip your cap off to the floor for that one.
Always segment 2 starts getting a little weird.
Yeah, Brewsday Tuesday, and it is brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store, right there in the heart of downtown Blacksburg. Good food, good beer. It's all in one place. And Huck, thanks again for bringing the Maine beers, man. That last round was pretty good. Do you think we can go up from there? Or?
Of course we can. Of course we can. Here, what we have here, I have the another one, and it says when they expanded the brewery in 2013, the stress was something to say the least. I ran out of creative juice for a minute, so I decided to have another one for inspiration, as we are doing here. Another one.
Another one.
7%.
Oh, look. Right over here, you handed me Woods and Waters.
That sounds hippie.
Which is in a IPA that is, I clicked the thing. Thing was messing up. This one has a big old spiel on the back. You read yours last time. Let me read it.
Yeah, read it.
Thank you for drinking our beer.
Can you read?
Yes. We brewed this special IPA to commemorate the establishment of the Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument. We incorporated Maine-grown barley and wheat, along with generous amounts of hops, with flavors and aromas and pine and citrus and mingled drops and roses. Reminiscent of the outdoors. So cheers to Mother Nature and all she provides us. It's weird. So did you notice how
it's blowing bubbles?
It's blowing bubbles, and they're still in there. Do you see in the bottle?
I see them.
All sorts of bubbles. I don't know what's going on with
bubble, toil, and trouble.
It's a little bit of trouble.
It is.
With the bubble.
That's like, that could be a beer name.
It could definitely be. That's like a great beer name.
Or a band name.
It's probably already a band name. My thinking is that there's already a band name. Like, if you think of anything, there's already a band that's been named that.
Underpants?
Like Banner or I'm just looking at objects around the place like Frame, the Frame. I guarantee you that's a band name, Like, I mean, there's just,
Well, but that's not a good band name. I think that's the difference.
That's true.
That would be a good band name as opposed to a lame band name. Can I say ass?
Yeah, you can say ass.
Lame ass.
You know what's a good band name? Like, because somebody mentioned this one to me.
Oh, mercy. Here we go.
Or somebody said this, and I thought, like, oh, that'd be a good band name.
You should always say that when you think that. Say it when you think it.
They're like, it's a band. They're like, oh, well, they're big in Japan.
That is a good band name.
That's a good band name, right? Big in Japan?
Big in Japan.
Yeah. Isn't that a great band name?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a band.
Anyway, so what were you were trying to say something about Maine, and I cut you off last time, and you probably have no idea or remember what you were going to say.
Well, you want some little, Huck history?
You got some? Okay, yeah, hit me with it.
Okay, so
you got a Huck travels?
No, even better. This is family.
Oh.
My grandparents were from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and they were both teachers. But in the summer, they would go to Lake Sebago, and there's a Lake Sebago brewery. We were talking about breweries, good brewery. And they would go to Lake Sebago, and they worked at this camp called the Wohelo Camp. And there was Little Wohelo and Big Wohelo.
Okay.
And the Little Wohelo was like young kids, and the Big Wohelo was older kids. And my sister actually went up there one summer and worked at the camp. And so we had to drive up there and drop her off and hang around for 3 weeks while she worked. And then come back. So we spent 3 weeks in Maine when I was probably 12.
And what would y'all do while she
we're campers, and
you were just camping alongside.
No, there was a guy, a family friend, name was Pope, lived on this mountain, and he bulldozed a trail, and we put the camper on top. And as a matter of fact, he gave me all this photographic equipment from the early 1900s, which I was able to take pictures and make enlargers and all that. I still have it.
I'm saying to keep? You still got that stuff?
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I was like, I guess I was 16. Yeah. And so, because she was like 18. And so she's old enough to, manage people.
Scandalous.
It was. But I remember, though, we went up there every, a lot of summers. And I remember the best thing, though, was like you get up at the morning and you go over to the camp and they have this big, giant, fat oatmeal And
Yeah.
breakfast. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I hated camp. I only went to camp one time
Oh,
and never again.
I've
Not
been
a
to all
fan.
kind of camps: scout camp, church camp.
Like, whoa, yeah.
I'm a camp dude.
I was not like, so my brother,
You're a little spoiled.
my older brother, my older sister, they were all about going to like 4-H camp. They were in like, the Explorers Club. They loved camping. Dude, I hated all that crap.
Oh.
Not a fan. I mean, I'd probably be more down now. Like I'm more, but yeah, I was definitely a spoiled little stupid brat.
So when my kids were like 10 and 7, we went up to Maine and we had, of course, go to, the Wohelo camps. They weren't open. We were out there early June. So we're up there and, they went swimming and it's cold. But I remember when I was a kid one time up there, it was like early June or May, and my brother and I are out there, and there's this little boathouse they could sleep in. It had 6 bunks in it. And so all these huge rocks hold smooth boulders in the lake, and you could jump off the boulders. And it was probably, 20, 30 yards to the little bunkhouse across the water.
All right.
And so we go up on the big rock, and we jump across to where the closest one, and my brother goes, let's go to the bunkhouse. I'm like, that water looks cold. He goes, no, it's fine. And it's like, okay, you go first. And my brother goes, okay, my older brother, of course. So he jumps in the water, he comes up, he goes, it's fine. And so I start jumping. As I'm jumping, I can see him almost walking across the water. He's swimming so hard to get out.
Because he wants to get the hell out of there.
It's so cool. And we ended up out there, and it's like my dad comes out and goes, time to go. We're like, nah, we're not swimming. And he's like, no, it's time to go. I'm like, no, we're not swimming. So he had to go find the caretaker and get a key and get a canoe and come out and get us. He was pissed.
It was that bad?
We're like, you swim out and get us, we'll come. He's like, nah, I ain't getting there.
Jeez.
Cold. But Maine is cool. Maine is cool.
Well, clearly it's cool.
They got meese. That's plural of moose.
Yeah, Mises.
Yeah, meeses.
I don't think I've ever seen a moose in real life.
That's the only one I ever saw.
Maybe,
we almost hit it.
I don't even know if I've seen it in like a zoo.
Yeah, I don't think they put.
I don't know if I've ever seen a moose. They're supposed to be huge. I've seen video of them like just.
They will total your car.
They can just do whatever the hell they want. Yeah, they can. Muck
They're
up
like
a car
grizzly
so
bears.
quick.
They're like the top of the food chain. They're like,
yeah, like a bear. It can't even probably take down a moose.
F your big SUV. How about I wreck it for you? That's how they are. They won't even move if you blow their horn. They might even attack you.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to keep talking about Maine, but I forgot to mention. We do have. Do
you know what you're going to mention?
No, I don't.
Something about basketball? No.
No, that's for this game. Extra bonus features. Well, I'd love to keep talking about Maine, but I think maybe we should untap these beers.
You untap them?
Yeah.
What do you mean by untapped?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Huck. I'm so glad you asked. So Untapped.
Sorry, I went off mic.
Because I know you didn't know this. It's this application.
It's an application
that you can download onto your smart telephone.
Smart telephone.
Cellular telephone.
Yeah.
Celltel. And Android, iPhone, doesn't matter. And it's just a fun little thing, keep track of beer and whatnot.
What about drop phone? No, don't work on
drop
that.
phone. You know what I was thinking about the other day?
We're going off.
I'm gonna go
Here
off
we
a
go,
little bit
tangent.
because you know how like kids these days, they're dumb and they don't know.
They were dumb before.
I'm wondering how many kids, like if you were to ask, high school, obviously, maybe even middle school, but if you were to go into like an elementary school and ask, say, like a 10-year-old, what does TV stand for? Like a TV. They know what a TV is, but do you think they know what that stands for?
No.
I don't think so either.
Well, the other thing I saw one where they gave them a rotary phone to high school kids and said, we'll give you $50 if you can dial this number in the next 3 minutes. And they couldn't do it.
Couldn't figure out a rotary phone. Wow, that's pretty bad. Yeah, it is. I mean, it seems like that would be pretty
there's numbers, it moves. They kept picking it up. And they'd dial a number, but then you hang it up, and pick it up, and that's where
they not know how to
make it work.
That's sad. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh yeah,
we're going to untap.
All right, Dress Drinks is my handle. Huck's Beer Buzz is his. We like to drink beers and judge them.
You can friend us.
Yeah, you can friend us, whatever. Maine Beer Company's Woods and Waters. This is the IPA. pretty good for an IPA.
Oh, yeah.
Although I will say, man, like I think the last one was
Better.
I think that my bar got rose up here, and this one was like, I was hoping because I mean, when you think of craft beer, IPA that's the golden ticket. Like that is craft beer, in my opinion. When you think,
I know everybody's like,
it's all about the IPAs.
Still 60-70%.
So you would still think you would assume, if you're drinking their IPA, you want it to be really good.
That's right. You want to be high in alcohol and high in hops.
Not to say that this isn't really good. It is good. 6.2.
That's why I gave it to you.
Yeah, 6.2. That's why I gave it to you. This is I'll give it a 4.25.
All right. Well, here you go. This is the one that caught my eye. It got me bringing all the Maine beers in. This is another one. I was like,
another one.
They got a lot of good beers, but now here's another one.
Yeah, there's some like rap DJ that does that. That's his like key thing. He's like another one. And again, another one.
We got the larger than usual bottle. We got the plain white label and the purple, and that's my granddaughter's
really
favorite color.
Out. You like that?
Yeah, and so one last thing. So I was going to give this beer a 4.5. Then I noticed that it was made on my anniversary.
Oh,
so it gets a 4.75.
Only a 0.25 upgrade.
That's 25 years. We're at 35, so
that's pretty good.
So I can't give it a 2 point. I mean, one.
Long story short, Maine Beer Company,
good beer.
Better than most. Better than your average brewery.
But we should do an Allagash Day now that we've talked about other Maine beers.
I'm kind of craving it almost.
All right.
I don't know what we're doing next week, but
nobody does.
But maybe you could chime in and help us.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
Huck's Beer Buzz at Gmail and all the social media.
Facebook.
He is the beer taker, so don't bother telling me. Just go straight to Huck.
Ew.
I'm not even going to give my email out. Just hit up Huck and we'll get it going. We're gonna drink more beer next week. In the meantime, we'll play tunes. Quick break, more rock and roll right here on 105.3 The Bear.